So I had a genius idea, and no, it was not to curse your eyes with my messed up setup right now. This is kind of all being done last minute. I can't be the only person who, when playing their Switch, tends to have an arm fall asleep while playing it. Now that could be because of the distance between it, it could simply be because you're gripping onto something for a long period of time, probably not in the best posture. But I remember as a child playing my Game Boy, and with this, my hands would, sometimes fall asleep, or this would dig into the sides of my hand. But I didn't experience the full arm falling asleep. Now, it could be because I had better blood circulation back then. Or maybe it's because it's better to have your wrists basically touching each other. So today we're doing probably the stupidest thing I've done on this channel. That's probably not true. Because I picked up this. This is a mini TV from a long time ago. Well, look at that. Looks kind of like a Game Boy. It even says color. So yes, we're going to be turning this into this so I can play Pokemon or whatever else on this tiny little screen. All right, audio or video might be a little bit off because I'm not used to filming like this, but here is our little RCA color display. So this is literally meant to be a mini TV, so you could actually pick up like local television signal using this antenna, specifically on the UHF wavelength. I believe VHF was like UK or something? I don't remember. We might have actually used both. I'm not an expert. But it has a neat little kickstand back here, so you can actually set it up, which we won't really be using. Then it does take batteries, 3 in the front and 1 in the back. But the most important part, at least for our first little trial run here, is right there, the audio video jack. And I just so happen to have a cable that's made for that. Actually, I have a couple, because I'm a cable hoarder. So this is a standard like 3-ring jack, but these can actually do video. It's something that I'm sure most people don't know about today. And of course it just goes through, I believe coax is the right term? Not coax, I don't remember what it's called. Oh, I should probably actually show you guys when this thing is turned on. Might be a little hard to see. Let's see here. If I can adjust brightness settings, there we go. That's probably okay. So you can see it actually is currently scanning for channels. Of course, it's not able to find anything. Because those bandwidths are, those wavelengths are no longer used, even in like modern television. So this thing is effectively useless for what it's made for. All we gotta do is plug this into here, and now we can send video directly to the device. You can see that no matter what setting, either I set it for UHF or VHF, it just goes to a white screen, and that's because it's actually picking up its signal from these now. So the issue is that these are male connectors, so how is that going to get to anywhere, let alone to the HDMI output of the Switch? Also, hello. Well, that's where Amazon comes in handy. Now, what's funny is I actually already owned 2 of these, but I needed 3, or at least I probably could have gotten by with just 2, but screw it, I bought a 6-pack, so now I have plenty. So all these do is link I keep forgetting the component cable. I believe that's the right word. These turn a male component cable into a female component cable. So, put these on each of them, and now we have what you would more consider for a standard input. But now we solve the question, how is this going to get to the Switch? Well, obviously the Switch is going to be playing out of its dock. That's how we get HDMI out. But how's that going to get from here? Well, that was another Amazon purchase. And here we have an HD video converter. This is what I would consider a backwards converter, because it's pretty dumb. It lets you take an HDMI signal, in this case it'll be our Switch, and turn it into, let's see if they actually tell me the correct word for me. AV. It converts it to an AV signal. Yeah, it does not support 4K or 3D. Yes, I assumed that we're not going to get 4K out of this. And here it is. Now, the downside is that it does actually require power in order to function. There's a chance that it might work without it, but I don't think our Switch delivers power over HDMI. At least I really doubt it. And now you can actually see there's a switcher on here if you're trying to do to an NTSC or PAL device. I believe this would just be considered NTSC. After all, RCA is just Radio Shack. Or at least, they were owned by them? I don't know exactly how that works. So now, coming out of our mini TV here, we have this long cable that ends with these female connectors. So these female connectors, we're just going to plug straight into our little converter, so now we can connect both males together. Bam, now we have a weird orgy going on. And supposedly, I can hook up our Switch to this, and we can finally display to our little screen. I haven't tested any of this yet. I mean, you just saw me open those packages. So I hope it works. Alright, so we get our Switch dock, and I know what you guys are thinking. Man, Seeker, you did pick the best house in 3 houses, being the Blue Lions. You are correct, I did pick the best house. I'm not the only one that struggles whenever you have like a thicker HDMI cable to plug it into that port, because like it's hard to get it down flat. Like, I struggle to get in like good quality HDMI cables into a Switch dock. Oh no, I lost that little dinky power cable. Oh, there it is. Actually, that really isn't that dinky. It's actually a pretty nice little cable for being micro B. Usually these kind of devices are like, all right, here's a little 1-inch cable, but no, this thing's actually not bad. It might be able to reach. Oh well, I actually have an extender already underneath the desk, so we'll just use that. Okay, so we now have our little converter powered up. It is just plugged into a USB. I actually didn't check to see how much power this is supposed to get, but we'll hope that I gave it enough. So, put the switch in the dock. Let's turn on, wow, this is really tangled up. Look guys, it only takes a couple cables, and you can do this too. Alright, so turn on our little device. Oh, no signal, that's a decent change. Oh my god! And look at that, I'm going to change the brightness a little bit. We have our Switch screen. Now, it's letting out a real weird sound out of the speakers. I'm not sure how that's going to pick up. Maybe if I use my camera speaker, that'll work better. So it's definitely getting some feedback, and that screen is not the most clear. But I'll tell you this much. It works. So you're probably wondering, well, hold on, how am I actually going to play the thing? There's no controls built into this. Well, that's where this project gets a little bit more weird. Oh yeah, if you were wondering, I just remembered how old this little thing is. When I bought this, it was supposed to be new, but it was actually opened, but it works, so I'm okay with it, whatever. Anyways, the eBay seller actually had the receipt inside of the box. They paid $90 for this thing, all the way back in the year 2000. 7/6/2000. Wild. And yes, this was at a Radio Shack in New York. Yep, 90 bucks. If you're wondering, I paid, I think, $18. Anyways, so, you might have noticed while I was explaining that my Joy-Con are missing now. But what if they went here? Now, I know it looks a bit silly, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to get it to work. Because I have to leave this open for this cable, and I have to have this switch accessible so I can actually turn this on. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to angle these on the device. This one, I don't really have to angle. I could do it straight, but then it's going to feel a little weird, so I'd probably just angle it anyways. And we have another Amazon purchase. I spent probably about $100 or so on this project. We have rails for a Switch OLED. Now, my Switch actually isn't an OLED. It's actually the base model Switch. I never upgraded. That aside, it doesn't matter which version you have, they will still hook into the Joy-Con. I do wish it told me which one was left and which one was right, but here we go. So there is one of our rails, and you'll notice it has this little connector on the back. Well, that's because it's supposed to be inside of your Switch. In my case, I don't need that, so we're just gonna rip it off. Then we have our other rail, which once again, I don't need this connector. It appears that there is not a left and a right, as this rail fits on the right Joy-Con, and if I just turn it around, it fits on the left Joy-Con. Now, for actual connectivity, if you were installing these in your Switch, yes, it does matter which one goes where. But for the sake of just attaching Joy-Con, hold on, yeah, there we go. It doesn't matter which one it goes on, so that's good. So, the plan is literally some super glue. Glue this onto the side of our mini TV. And, yeah, that's about it, really. Just glue it to the side of the mini TV and see what happens. See if it'll actually hold well enough. Now, I'd like to avoid getting glue on the electronics here. Okay, so the camera angle might end up becoming a problem. I don't know. I don't care. I'm more concerned about getting this done properly than it necessarily being shown super well to you guys. I do apologize. I'm sure you'd rather see it better in product. So, I pretty much have it how I want it to be laid down, so the goal is to get it pretty much like that. Get some glue on the back and try and hold it while it dries. Now, depending on how I lay this down, some parts will make contact, some will not. and it's not really easy to measure, so I'm just kind of putting a good amount of dots throughout the whole thing, so that way, whatever parts do make contact, I know are covered. Now I'm going to attempt to not glue my fingers. I hate getting super glue on my hands, but it is something that happens as a part of my job, in all honesty. Ooh, I think I laid that just perfect, like off the bat. Can I still access my Switch okay? I can. Perfect. Alright, I don't even have to hold it. It's holding itself. Let's just hope that it actually bonds. Okay, so this literally says 30 seconds. I don't know if that's for a full bond, though. It does advertise instant bond, but I know glue pretty well, and doesn't tend to go that way. Granted, I'm usually trying to glue things together that are much larger, so I'm not using these small little super glues. Oh wow, actually, yeah. That's kind of on. Like, that's on there. Okay, well, turns out Crazy Glue actually does, work pretty well. See if I can, like, yeah, there it is. We have our first switch rail attached. I'll probably give it a bit longer just to be certain. Okay, I'm just gonna call it good so we can get the other side done before our glue thing dries out. Will it balance on that rail? It will. I just have to hope that it's on there good enough that an imbalance won't cause that to fail. So, let's get our other rail flipped over. Good, our glue thing is not yet... Oh, wait, maybe it has. No, there we go, okay. I guess look at glue out of it. Hell yeah. I'll say, when it's connected to itself like that, it shouldn't be too quick to dry out. Alright, it has been nice and dotted up. Again, I would like to not have to pull skin off today. But, we're gonna try and angle it. Wait, why am I... Okay, well, so I was trying to remember, like, I don't remember how I had it angled before. But... just like that. Now, it's probably not going to be perfect, right? I probably didn't get the angles exact. But if they're pretty close, I'll be pretty happy. And I'm already thinking in my head of ways I can improve this. Like, the screw holes in these, I'd show... I guess I kind of can. So the screw holes in these are pretty tiny, which means that I could get pretty tiny screws in there. What if I were to just, like, take this apart to make sure that there's no electronics that I'm going to drill into by just doing like a really tiny little machine screw and just put it in there. What I could even do is use like the end of a soldering iron maybe to melt the plastic a little bit so that I could use a machine screw and just like use a regular screwdriver instead of a drill while it's hot because of the soldering iron and just screw it in and then let the plastic, you know, re-solidify around the screw threads. Because then it would be a much more secure bond than just glue. I mean, I also had another idea, but we'll see if I decide to improve this project later down the road. But it would be interesting to make this wireless. I've already done some research onto how to make it wireless. It's just a bit costly and might not work super well at all. But if you guys are interested in seeing an improved version of this that is wireless, and maybe these are secured better, let me know. At the very least, give it the video a like. Alright, how's this doing? That's feeling pretty good. Wow, I did not line those up well at all. Oh, man. Well, at least I can say I tried. I mean, this one has to be like that. There's no other choice. It's this one that I failed on. It's on there too tight. I was hoping it would still be a little loose so I can, like, try and twist it, but no, that's on there now. Ooh, wait, that was almost dumb of me. I was gonna slide these in, but there are a lot of gaps in this. I don't want to risk, if there's still some wet glue where it hasn't been touching two different surfaces, like, being squeezed, of gluing my Joy-Con into that. So I'm gonna give it a minute. So while I wait for this glue to dry, let's get a word from our sponsors. Yeah, look below, man. Look at the sub count. You think I have a sponsor on this video? This is supposed to kind of emulate my, you know, kind of childhood of just having this small little device to play old Pokemon games. So, of course, I can, you know, choose to not just do Pokemon with this thing. But the Pokemon Company does love to gift us with bunches of stickers and their TCG products. I figure since, you know, Scarlet and Violet, you know, let's just stick with, you know, Koraidon here, since he is my favorite of the two. And I like Fuecoco more than our little weed cat, but kind of offsets the color a bit. There, now we have a Pokemon device. I kind of hate it. I kind of hate that the color is being covered up too. Alright, I'd say it's probably been long enough. Let's see how this looks with Joy-Con attached. Oh my god, this feels so wrong to hold. I don't know how to explain it. This just feels weird. Like, it's really heavy in the center. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, glue's coming undone. It feels heavy in the center because we have the batteries, which makes sense. I feel like our other Joy-Con was held on a lot better. Like, this one feels like it's on a lot better than this is. I mean, yeah, that just popped off. Maybe I just didn't give it enough time, but I guess now's a good chance for me to try and redo this. Alright, there's a lot more glue on it now. It's probably going to take longer to dry, but we're going to try this again. And maybe angle it a bit better. Okay, I want to say it's perfect, but I'd say it's better than it was. Let's try and, oh my god, flip it up. Oh god, it's sliding. No, 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 we need you to dry. Okay, I feel like we're making pretty good contact with it this time, or at least comparable to our other side, which felt more sturdy. I'm just gonna, I don't know, you're like half an hour or so this time. I really didn't give it long. Alright, it's been about half an hour, so if it is not gonna hold now, then it's just not gonna hold. So I vote we go ahead and just get it hooked up. And there we go. Get to where I can actually be seen on camera, okay? Okay, I can't really see what I'm selecting, but there's definitely something on screen, of that much I am certain. Also, audio appears to not be functioning at all. Okay, so I'm getting Suika game to boot. The screen is not making this great. Oh man, yeah, I really can't see what I'm doing so well. Believe it or not, maybe this isn't the best display for a Switch. So I'm trying to change some of the, like, Switch display settings, which, to be fair, is a little hard to see. Oh my god, I got audio to work. Weird. So I had to unplug, like, I had to swap the red and the white and then unplug the one. So we have audio working now, but I can still barely see what I'm doing. I can tell you this much. I'm not going to be making any high scores on a Suika game with this device. Okay, so I tried switching our adapter to PAL, and that just makes it break. Alright, I guess the only thing left to do is to see if I can play Pokemon with it, as that was the original, you know, purpose here. Alright, in our little Pokédex holder thingy here, we should have Scarlet. Somewhere. Yeah, right there. I have been playing through the 1,000-Year Door. It's been pretty interesting as somebody who's never played Paper Mario before. It's pretty good. I'm not super far yet, though. Not a game I really expected to pick up, but I don't regret it. Alright, Pokemon Scarlet is in, as you can very clearly see on this very high-quality display. We have Pokemon Scarlet with functioning audio. God, this thing gets loud. Holy God. I believe we're loading, but it's hard to tell. Oh, something's happening somewhere. Oh my god, there I am. It's probably exceptionally hard to make out, but there I am. We are in Scarlet. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what Pokemon is that? What is that, a Ditto? Oh, I think I'm doing breeding right now. That is a Ditto. Okay. I have a Garchomp in my party. It's been a bit since I've played. Okay, I don't know how to move you to the front of party. I can't read anything on screen. I can't move it to the front of party. Alright, I guess we're gonna go out in the wild with a Ditto. Oh, this is wild. I'm gonna try to kill lights and close my blinds. The sun is currently out. Maybe this will make it a bit better to see. Try to play with the brightness a bit again. Man. Okay, I can kind of see a little bit. It's actually a lot easier to see through the camera than it is in person with the current color settings. Oh, okay, I got into a fight. Something touched me. I feel like I'm a blind man, like, trying to maneuver in a world where I've never been blind before. Okay, so that should be attack. That is a button, I'm sure. Yes, things are happening. Of that, I am certain. Oh my god, what? Okay, does that say Bug Buzz? Is that what that is? I cannot tell. I don't even know who we have. Like, I thought it was Ditto. Oh, okay, I think I just drained his health bar. What it looked like. Yes, I won a battle. Yes, it works. We have the Scarlet and Violet device. It functions. Oh, this is so bad. Like, to be fair, it doesn't look great on camera. But in person, it is not much better. If I adjusted this to where I could see it better, let's see what I can tell is going on. So I know how to touch a Persian. I can tell that is a Persian. Okay, maybe you can too. Okay, it is Ditto and it instantly transforms. Okay. I'm not used to that. Is it a thing only in modern games? I don't usually use Ditto. But I can see a lot more clearly here because like we're in the shade. So yes, I am playing as a Persian. I cannot see what these are. So I still can't read text. That's still a huge problem. Hey, an instant takedown. I have no idea what level this Ditto is. I don't even know what area I'm in. Like, I'm out in green. I'm somewhere where grass is a thing. That much I know. Oh man, oh look! Even with this tiny screen, we can still make out that they're advertising DLC to us right there. Right there. Oh, this is fantastic. Well, I can call this project a success. Okay, for context, this is where I was that entire time. And I do believe... Okay, that is a level 75 Japanese Ditto that we were using. So I'm hiding all of that. I managed to lose my hat. It's somewhere. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what to think of this. Did it work? Yes, I could play game with it. I couldn't read anything on screen. It was hard to make out anything. Even though a simple game, Suika game, video on screen of what that's supposed to look like, just was not playable. But the question is, could it be? I don't know what range of these devices were made. I don't know how large the screens got or how high quality they had got. I don't know. I think this Model 1 of the Game Switch Boy gets to stay as is. But maybe we can find a better one of these and try and up the ante. Get a display that actually lets me see what's going on. If that's an option, I don't know. See if I can do it wirelessly using the antenna to actually broadcast from my Switch a TV signal that we could pick up on here. And perhaps, if possible, instead of using glue, actually melt/screw these rails into it. But this was a real goofy time, and it might have cost me like $100 or so, I don't know. Price on screen of total parts that I had to spend for this. Granted, I already owned a few things. I question if it was worth it. Oh, I didn't even try. Can this stand up by itself? Like, is it supposed to? Yeah, that kind of works. Let me... Yeah. I might just keep this thing on display. Oh, my Joy-Con aren't in use anyways. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Pretty much all I have. Let me know in the comment section if you have any advice or if you are interested in perhaps doing a second one of these. I'm considering it, but God, the cost could be wild. Either way, thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully I will see all of you next time. Goodbye for now.